Oh, it's
Gosh, it takes so long to load. Hello, welcome Stabbers, welcome Screamers to a very, very special live stream. We're so excited to be here with you today. And of course, we have a very special guest with us. You may recognize him as Randy from the new Scream movie. Christopher Speed is joining us today.
hello, everyone.
Welcome, Chris. We are so happy to have you here. I'm just waiting for YouTube to catch up with us. This is so much fun. You guys know what live streaming is like. You've seen us do this before. So I'm really happy to have you guys here. We're going to start off with a little interview from Chris, and then we will work on answering some of your questions that you might have for him as the stream goes on. And as usual, there is a little delay. So please be understanding, and we will try to answer as many of your questions as we can. All right. Awesome. So Chris, you're Randy and Stab inside of the new Scream. That's got to be super exciting. Before you joined the cast of Scream, were you a fan of the Scream movies?
Okay, so I have to be honest. I think I had seen the first Scream one time. I was actually auditioning for something up in New York, and I was staying with a friend. And Azzy Cruz, if you're out there, you're the first person that introduced me to the Stab universe. And I think we ended up watching Scream like that night at her apartment. And that was the first time I'd seen it. I didn't grow up like watching horror movies at all. So I think I watched it and was like, oh, that was fun. And then like never watched any of the Scream movies ever again. That being said, my sister and her fiance are obsessed with it. And so like when I got the audition, they were like, we think we know what this is. So you should go watch this thing so you know what you're doing.
Is it called something different when you audition for it?
So yeah, they did. They used I don't know what you call that. There's a word for that, and it's escaping me at the moment. But they had like a fake name for the project, which was called Parkside.
Cool.
So it's like all of the like stuff was like the Parkside Killer.
Interesting.
That was a thing. But I mean, I think somehow people knew. So everyone was like, "Oh, have you got any auditions for Parkside?"
Yeah, I'm sure some of the
wink,
other
wink, like it's Scream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure some of the other Scream fans figured that one out, and I just never read about it. I tried to like avoid spoilers on it. So you did say that that's where you saw Stab, was kind of during your first viewing of Scream. Were you aware of any of like the Stab that continued on from like Scream 2, Scream 3, Scream 4 kind of deal?
So I think I knew because it's like people had told me that like Scream 3 like took place on the set of like a Stab film, like that was a piece of it. So I definitely was aware. From watching Scream for the first time, I think I was aware that they had set up this kind of like meta universe with this like movie inside of a movie. So I was aware of it. Yeah, we'll put it that way.
Yeah, no, and that's really cool. I think it's one of the best plot devices the Scream movies have come up with, and I'm glad to see it continue on.
I will say, I think as an actor, I have to say, I think Scream 3 actually is like my favorite one. It's like a glorious send-up of Hollywood and making movies and all of it. I just think it's the funniest one to me by far. But
absolutely. And it's funny because a lot of Scream fans kind of knock on Scream 3, like it's not always their favorite Scream film, and I think it's because of the comedy and stuff like that. But
Parker Posey is a genius. Like anything she's in, I will watch it hands down. Parker Posey is a genius. She's so funny. That movie, like, and maybe that's part of it, is like people come to Scream to like laugh, yes, but also to like be like a little scared. And I was just laughing the whole time, but I loved it. I thought it was so much fun.
I agree. Parker Posey is one of my favorite parts of that. Like, she's another one I keep reaching out to try to interview, even though she doesn't really have any footage from her Stab scenes. I love her. I'm obsessed with her. I think she's absolutely hilarious.
Agreed.
So being in the Scream movie, the new Scream movie, must have been a huge experience, and it talks a lot about fan culture, which we are obviously super involved with, being fan films for YouTube here. But what did you think about the new movie and their use of the fan culture?
Oh my gosh, so I loved it. I thought it was genius. Definitely. So like the way, like when you're on set and you're filming, like you get like the scripts for the day. So they were very, very hush hush about like, I never saw a full script for anything. My part was so removed, obviously, from most of like the main storyline, like the main plot stuff. Right. I didn't really see a ton of stuff. Like I saw like a few things. So I didn't really know, even like watching the movie going into it, I didn't really know kind of like what the full scope, like I knew like a general kind of overview of the plot of what the movie was about.
Right.
But I thought that was just such a genius like send up of fan culture. And obviously like within the first 4 movies, it just, I think having like the killers just be like overzealous fans is like so genius. It's like a very logical next step, one that I don't know if I would have thought of if I was writing it. So I still think it's like genius, but it makes so much sense, and I loved it. And I thought, yeah, it was great. I loved it.
Little warning for those of you out there: spoiler alerts. They're gonna be some
spoilers.
Spoilers.
But you don't know who. I didn't say names. You're right. Maybe I should like not say names. I didn't
That's
say
okay
who
though.
was.
They've been warned, and I'm assuming seeing you, someone from production, they're gonna know there's spoilers coming. And let's be honest, the directors of the movies already posted a bunch of spoilers and stuff too.
Oh,
so
fair. Yes.
It's out there. Yes. Hi guys, we see your comments. I'm gonna focus on the interview with Chris, and then we will head back to you guys, and we'll do some questions from you guys as well. I will be way too distracted if I try to read all your comments and talk to Chris at the same time. Awesome. Okay. Well, Randy is obviously a very beloved and iconic character from the Scream movies. So what was it like kind of taking on a role like that? And how did you prepare for that?
Yeah, okay. So this is maybe going to be one of the most interesting parts of this interview. So I think I had a hunch that I knew what I was filming. But when they sent me out the script, the character did not say Randy on it. Like it didn't say what it was. And they weren't super clear about like what I was doing, honestly, at all. The first audition that I had was the kind of like redoing the scene where he's watching Halloween when he's like kind of drunk at the party. And after having watched Scream, I was like, this reminds me so much of that scene. And that's when my sister's fiance, she was like, I'm pretty sure like that is the scene. Like you're gonna be Randy, like, but in the stab Randy. Right. I was like, what? Are you sure? Yeah. So they didn't really confirm that until like week of shooting that I was like, oh, that's what we're doing. So initially it was just going to be that scene and that was all. So they're like, I like kind of watched the movie the night before we filmed. I think they either changed their mind or decided we wanted to film the rules of a horror movie scene as well. So I got that the night before we filmed, they were like, hey, we want to film this. And I was like, oh, that's kind of like a long monologue. It is. I guess I should go memorize that like right now. And I was in my hotel room in Wilmington. I like frantically called my sister and her fiance, and I was like, hey, I can't find this on YouTube anywhere. Like, can you like send me the stuff? So they were like, we got you. So they're like literally videotaped themselves on their iPhones, playing their DVDs of like the original movie of like all the scenes from the party. And I was like in my hotel room and be like, okay, so she's kind of like laying down like this. Like, I'm like, make sure I could like prepare a little bit of like the essence of it. But I think so I definitely like prepared, I guess, in that way. And then getting on set, it was just kind of fun to like, I like walked in and they had like made the exact room. Like it was all set up the exact same way from the movie. And I was like, this is kind of wild. So it was really fun. And I think they were like very like, all right, just have fun with it. Like, let's see what you got. Like, let's just like do it. And it was probably one of the more like fun projects that I've done. From that,
honestly, I think you were fantastic. When I saw you in the theater, I was like, this kid is great. Like, he really nailed the essence of Randy. He really got the essence of the scene too. So it is good that you prepared in that sense. Because it's almost word for word what was said in Scream, which actually makes sense because Gail Weathers is recording the whole thing on a little camera. So it makes total sense.
That's true. I didn't even think about that, but that's true. Yeah. There would be footage of it somewhere.
Yeah, so I thought that I just remember going, he's good. Even my partner in crime, Rachel, we looked at each other, we're like, we like him.
Oh, thank you.
I'm glad they threw in the rules for you too, because I think that's kind of what makes Randy so iconic. So the fact that you got to reiterate the rules to everyone was really, really cool. I think I don't know if I could play a part like I feel like I'd be peeing myself. Like but you didn't have that pressure because you weren't super into the Scream.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe it was better because I was just kind of like, all right, go do this thing.
Right, and the wardrobe you wore in the movie is like spot on. Wow, check that out. Check that out. I always wondered what Randy's shirt had said when I watched Scream. I'm like, I don't know what that says. So I didn't know until I saw your pictures.
Fresh digits.
Yeah. So freaking awesome. But yeah, that is so great that they got to recreate it. Now, some of the stab footage from other movies was directed by different directors. Did you actually work with the directors of Scream, or was it like the B team directors or I don't know if they call it the B team or whatever it is, but
yeah, no, they might call it like Camera B, maybe. It was like but yeah, no, yeah, it was Matt and Tyler. Yeah, they were in there.
That's so awesome.
And actually, so this is kind of fun too. We filmed all of my stuff. It was the last day of filming, so it was like one of the last shots of like production was kind of like I showed up there and like everything was still up, and then by the time I left that day, like everything had been torn down and they were like, we're going home. It was like the last shot of the day. Last shot of the film, I should say. Yeah, the whole thing. So I think that was actually kind of cool though too, because a lot of the like production team was actually on set that day. So like Kevin was there, and it was cool because it was very much like, I think I will say this too, like to fans out there, I think that the directors, they very much were like aware, I think of like in a good way, what that they were doing was like for fan service, that it was
Right.
like for fans. And like, I think they took that responsibility pretty seriously. Also too, I think with like Matt and Tyler taking over for this being like the first one that wasn't Wes, I think there was a lot of like, I think they felt the weight of it in a good way of like, we want to like do this, we want to do it right.
Hashtag
so
for
I think
Wes.
when we, absolutely. I think that like when we did film that scene, because again, like it was a very small part of the movie, but I think even like stepping in and like being a part of it for that small piece, it was like, you could tell that they were excited about it. They were all like super excited about, okay, we're gonna like recreate this like original scene.
Right.
It's gonna be like a big piece of kind of like what we're doing and why we're doing it. So yeah, they definitely put a lot of attention, and it was the A-team.
It is the A-team, honestly. That's so awesome to get to work with directors of that caliber who've done such other crazy things. It is funny that you said, though, you know, that they really are fans of the series. Because one of the things I've been saying is like, it may have different directors and writers, but it kind of makes it the ultimate Scream fan film. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what it felt like to me. It was really a love letter, like everyone keeps saying, to the Scream movies, but it was made by fans. So to me, even one of the characters in the movie says, "What am I, stuck in fucking fan fiction or whatever?" You know?
Yeah.
And I loved it. Like, I loved it. I'm like, you're actually stuck in fan fiction. I mean, Kevin was involved, but he didn't write the whole script. So, but that's awesome.
Yeah.
Kevin's one of the ones I haven't got to meet, and I would love, love, love to meet. Sorry, I'm seeing some of the comments on the side. I'm just like, they crack me up midway through. So I guess while you were filming, you didn't get to meet Jamie Kennedy at all, or introduce her?
I did not. No, I did not. Yeah, I think I saw like afterwards that like some of them were involved. Kind of, I think that they let them do some. From what I was reading, it sounds like they were like doing some like audio recording just for like the party scene for like, I guess for kicks and giggles, which is cool. But no, he wasn't involved at all. At least the day of that I was there, being part of the like lead up to.
I mean, I'm telling you, I've sent him so many messages on Instagram and Twitter. I really wanted Randy and Randy to meet, well, computer to computer, but
yeah.
You know, we tried, fans. It was up there. I put it up there. We tried. So how long did it take to film your scenes? Like, was it like a quick thing? Were you there for like, was it a full day of filming or?
Yeah, no, it was super quick. I mean, again, I think, so this actually for me was the first project that I did like post-COVID, like shutdown, which was interesting because I mean, I know that production got delayed because of COVID originally. So by the time that I showed up and was there, I mean, it was definitely kind of a well-oiled machine. And I think there was a piece too of, and I think a lot of production has kind of gotten this way post-COVID of like, you move fast, you move quick, try to be as concise as possible because like, everything from like, I think the expenditure of like what it costs now with COVID and like it costs more. So like people want to get done fast. So it was really quick. I mean, I got in there, got there the day before we did like a little bit of rehearsals and kind of like walk through some stuff and then came in and just filmed the whole thing one day. It was kind of like, they did, I think, some pickups for some other things that day. And then the last half of the day was pretty much us filming that.
Did you get to meet? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
You're fine.
Freaking Zoom.
I get to meet. So I did. The only person I got to meet was Skeet. Skeet was actually there that day filming all of his pieces. They did that pretty quick too. Yeah.
That is freaking iconic though. You got to meet one of the players from Scream.
Yeah.
Like, that's pretty awesome. I hear he's a great guy. A lot of fans post about how much they enjoy meeting him and stuff like that too. I personally haven't met him, so I'm a little jealous of that one. Do you have any like specific on-set memories or any parts that were really your favorite that like stood out to you?
Honestly, I think the wildest part was like the day that we went in to do like wardrobe and then like just like a little bit of a walkthrough, like walking on set and being like, holy shit, I'm like, this is the house. Like, I'm like, like they had like remade the house like from the original one. And I think by the time that I'd filmed, I had definitely like done my research and like watched the stuff. So I think I was just kind of like I walked into the kitchen. I was like, oh my God, like this is the kitchen. This is like the kitchen. This is wild.
I'd be geeking out.
I know. I'm, to be honest, like again, prior to this, like I was not like a huge like Scream fan. But it was cool. It was so freaking cool. So like walking in, that in and of itself, I think was kind of like the most memorable thing of like walking in and being on set and there being like, oh my God, like they like did this thing. Like they actually, like, they just built a whole freaking house from scratch. It was really cool.
That I actually saw pictures of online. And going back to what you said before, how it was kind of the last day of production, that actually makes sense to me because the house in the movie, that when it's used in like the party scene where they're watching your scene, is decorated a little differently. And I think to show, you know, that time had passed. So I think putting it on the last day made sense so they could kind of shift it back to the way it was supposed to look beforehand. which I
Yeah.
thought, to me, even on screen, I was like, that is very accurate from what I remember, at least. So,
Yeah.
was there any of the scenes that you filmed that didn't make the final cut of the movie, or is everything you filmed in there?
The Emmys in pieces because like they're watching me in the background, so like there's a whole thing of me talking, like we had filmed like all of that, and they actually had some extras in that day too to be like the party goers from the original scene, which was kind of wild because like some of those extras had some like really specific, like there was one girl who had like crazy curly ringlet hair, like they had picked an extra and like put her in a wig that looked exactly like that, and they had like recreated like most of their costumes from the like just the extras who were kind of sitting around watching Halloween at the party. So we filmed all of that. They did like several coverage of like them and me. They ended up only using, I think, the footage of me in there. But we did like film that whole scene from its entirety.
I did notice when we saw the extras, I said the same thing. I'm like, wow, they did a good job replicating that. Like they're all in the same positions. They kind of look the same.
Yeah.
The only thing I kind of noticed is the Stu character is supposed to be in there, one of the killers. And I was like, trying to pick out who was supposed to be Stu, because at the beginning of the movie, if you see, they actually credit Vince Vaughn as playing Stu.
I know. I saw that. That happened so fast in the movie that I did not catch any of the names. It was like,
that's what I had to have someone like send me a picture of it so I could like really look at it. And then, of course, everyone else figured out eventually too. So it started rolling in pretty quickly there.
I was like laughing because my nephew sent me a screenshot and he was like, hey, FYI, like on Wikipedia now, like your name is between Alicia Silverstone and I think they also said, I don't remember who it was. Was it the janitor? Oh, they said that Ron Howard played the principal, I think. Yeah. Which was like, my name is now between Alicia Silverstone and Ron Howard. I was like, that's wild.
Which is actually, it's really cool too, because fans, if you didn't catch this too, the principal was originally played by the Fonz. It was actually, you know what I mean?
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, so to have Ron Howard credited, they were both on Happy Days. You guys aren't as old as we are, most likely. So, or at least as me. He's younger than I am. You can see the youth in his face. Just look at him. I have a filter.
Oh, thank you. I'll take it.
I didn't know Zoom had a filter until I started setting up for this. I'm like, oh, wait, I can be pretty for this.
It's a very dangerous feature.
It really is. So I'm like, this is super deceiving. I look much older than this in real life. So your character, since you are now the official Randy of Stab, he does die in the sequel. How does that make you feel?
He does. I mean, the fact that there is a sequel, if they'd like to film it, that makes me feel great.
I would love to see if they do a Scream 6. I would love to see Randy played out more in Stab 2, or I guess Stab 2.
Yeah, let's recreate some of that like goodbye footage. That would be great.
I mean, I'll definitely keep putting in good words to the director to be like, bring Randy, #bring Randy back. I'll heard it here first. Bring Randy back.
I'm into it. I mean, if they want to do like a whole, I mean, the 90s are back right now. If they want to do like a whole meta, like 90s, like on the set of Stab 1, I'm down.
Hell yeah, Chris. Oops, I don't want to click wrong things on my computer. Yeah, so look at all these comments, you guys. I'm so excited to start asking Chris questions. I only have one more of my interview questions for Chris, and then I will move on to answering the fan questions. And you said you didn't grow up like a fan of horror movies. So if you are a fan of horror movies now, what's your favorite?
Okay, yeah, this is a great question. Okay, can I give like a 2 for answer?
Of course.
I've got 2. Okay, so I would say, which I definitely have probably like been making fun of us in the new movie about like the elevation of the horror genre. One of my favorite movies that's like definitely a horror movie that's newer that I've seen. Have you seen the movie The Ritual? Are you familiar with that one? It's a British one, and I honestly don't remember who directed it. It's about like these like I think it's like 5 friends who like go on like a backpacking trip.
Oh my gosh, yes, Norway. I have seen that.
Yeah, I freaking loved that movie. I loved it so much. I thought it was like beautiful. It was scary. It was like very deep. Had a lot of stuff. I love that movie. That one like left an impact on me.
It is super elevated horror, that one. You're right.
It is, definitely. I would say that like classic horror. One of my favorites is probably Alien. I love that movie. Yes. I mean, Ridley Scott, I think it's great. It's the tension, suspense the whole time. Like
it's funny that you say that.
At the very end.
Randy has a line in Scream 2 where he talks about his love for Alien and he says Ridley Scott rules. So look at that. You're already Randy.
Yeah, he's a master of tension. Yeah, see, look at that. It's perfect casting. It's like they knew what they were doing.
I agree. I totally agree. I'm telling you, I'm not even playing with you. When we saw the movie, I'm like, that kid is great casting. Like, great casting. And much better looking than actual Randy. No offense, Jamie Kennedy, but you could have showed up for this live stream and I wouldn't have said that.
I didn't say it. You did.
That's right. It was me. It was totally me. But like I said, that's all the questions I personally have for Chris. So we're going to open it up to you guys. There is about a minute to delay, so you're probably not hearing me say this for another minute. But I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna ask them some comments. I mean, read you some of their comments. I quit. I don't know. I can't talk anymore.
We got this. Let's do it.
Good. Some people agree with you that they love The Ritual too, and Alien is the best. David Bruckner directed. I'm assuming they're talking about
There
The
we
Ritual.
go. Yes, that's his name.
I'm like, sometimes they answer our questions for us. So
I love it. Y'all are way smarter than I am.
we got a hashtag stab too. Oh, okay. Jared's World wants to know, did you ever get scared on the set of Scream?
I did not, no. I mean, you kind of know what's coming.
Yeah. That's what I say about making our movies too. They're like, isn't Ghostface scary? I'm like, no, we know who's under the costume. We know that they got a fake knife. So I think we all felt pretty safe filming any of that kind of stuff. So
yes, it's very true. Very true. They know what they're doing.
This is a great one. One of the fans said, Dune West Productions says, imagine if he played himself in Scream 6 like Jennifer Jolie, like super meta, but they bring you back to play yourself.
I mean, again, I would love that.
If I mean, you are credited too.
I'm down.
On the IMDb at the beginning of the movie, it does say your name too as playing Randy.
It does.
So I mean, it's pretty official at this point. Lindsay Biber, I hope I'm saying your name right. I'm so sorry if you're not. Says, I don't have a question, but I want to say I'm a huge fan of you, Chris Speed. Can't wait to see you in more movies.
I may or may not know that person, but that's very nice. Thank you.
Ryan Rovaris, my favorite movie is Scream 1996. Cool. Maury Speed, woo! The questions are coming in now, guys. I'm trying to keep up, I promise. Have you done a death scene before? Maury Speed wants to know. Is that really your last name, Maury?
It is. That's my sister. Get out of here.
It's
my sister. She's also an actress.
She is.
I don't think I've ever filmed a death scene. Yeah, Maury. It's fine. Yes. Depends on what part of the country you're in. People say different things.
I'm in New Hampshire. I say everything wrong.
Have I done a death scene? I don't think that I have. I haven't. No. But I'd be down.
Your answer. Although now that I know who you are, you probably already knew. But I'm so happy you're here. Your family being supportive just melts my cold heart. Like, that is so sweet. For some reason, Halloween looks remade in Stab. I agree. Was it actually scenes from Halloween, or like where they're watching Halloween? Like the knife looked a little different.
So like when you film, especially with stuff like that, there's just like a blank TV. There's nothing there. Right. So I wasn't watching anything. So to be honest, I don't know. I'm not sure if they did recreate that. It wasn't on the day of.
Right. But my best guess is yes, it was recreated because it did look. I mean, even the quality was a little too nice to be a movie from the 70s. But
I mean, also to be honest, I feel like the quality of like even the Stab movie looked a lot sharper than if you go back and just watch the original Scream. But
oh man, you're getting called out by your family over here.
Oh great.
She said yes. Tell them about the bees. And then Carrie Beam says, yes, you have died, Chris. Tell the people.
I don't think I've died on camera. Maybe I've died on stage. Oh, I did die on stage. I have died in a stage production. I got fake hung on stage once, actually. Yeah, I did.
They thought it was fake and not like The Gallows. Have you ever seen that movie?
I have not seen that movie.
Go watch that movie when you're done.
I'm like a horror newbie, so okay. Yeah. All right, I'll add that to my list.
I'll message you more movies on Instagram later. What's watch?
Okay, perfect.
Because that's all the fans send me, like, have you seen this? Have you seen this? Hey guys, thanks for saying hey to me too. That's so nice, but Chris is way more important than me right now.
Oh no.
Carrie says you look tired and said death scene. Maury, Ryan, and I are yelling at the TV. Dune West Productions, he's Nicolas Cage. I'm not sure what that question means, but
I mean, I don't know if that's a compliment either. I mean, Nicolas Cage is Nicolas Cage and all that entails, both the good and the bad. So maybe I'll take it. I'm not sure.
I actually I don't vocalize my opinions about people too much, but I love Nicolas Cage until about Face Off, and then I kind of gave up on him.
Yeah, but I feel like also we might be watching like the renaissance of Nicolas Cage. Like he may be coming back. I'm interested to see this movie where he's playing himself, and apparently
it's all horror. Everything he does is horror now. I don't know if the new one is.
There's some new movie coming out where he's like playing himself, and it's like some weird like meta, almost like being John Malkovich style. Like, yeah. So who knows? Maybe he's
Alex Staff. You love The Gallows. Thanks, baby. Some of these are actors from some of our movies too. So thank you, Alex Staff. Nice to see you. Did you find yourself trying hard not to laugh at acting or while acting in a horror movie?
No. I mean, I will say this too. Okay, just like out of fairness, I didn't really have like a scene partner because it's just like the one scene of like me watching Halloween is just kind of like me getting to like be drunk on a couch, which is super fun. but there's not like, you're not like kind of like going back and forth. I feel like most of the times when like people are having a hard time like keeping a straight face, it's because your scene partner is definitely like doing something to make you laugh.
Yes, like that
So I
eye
didn't like
contact
really,
thing.
yeah, like I didn't really have a scene partner for most of that. And then we kind of like were laughing when we were doing the like the rules of the horror movie. Like that was kind of part of it, that it was jokey, but I kept it together well.
A question for, do I think I'll cameo in the next Scream movie? I can only dream.
Come on,
Chris is
guys, let's
living
make
my
it
dream.
happen.
Thank you
Let's
for
make it
asking. That's right.
happen.
Now I'm friends with Randy and a few other people. Maybe I'll work my way in finally.
Hey, some of those the like YouTubers that were in the movie, aren't they actual YouTubers?
Yes, and that's what I was writing to the producer of the movie about. I'm like, hello,
You were like,
we
come
run
on,
StabMovies.com. Shouldn't we be the ones talking about stab movies? Like, but it's
give it
cool. It's
time.
cool,
Give it
Marianne. I'll
time.
get you later, girl. Another question. How did you audition for the role of Randy?
Yeah, that's great. I have an agent, and they sent me the audition. I filmed it, and again, I didn't really know what it was, because again, I'm not like a huge Scream fan, so I didn't quite pick up on it initially of like what was happening. Also, like we're in the age of like COVID and everything's virtual now, so I mean, I just filmed this at home.
Oh, it was
This was a
a
weird
filmed
one.
audition. That's cool.
Yeah, this is like a self-tape that I did at home. And then I didn't hear anything back from this for like months. Like I mean, I think like if any actors who are out there, like, you know, we'll do auditions and either you go do it or you send them out and then you forget about them. Like that's kind of your job. Like you just do it. If it comes back, great. If it doesn't, like you kind of expect it not to come back. And I think it was probably like 2 or 3 months later, I got a call from my agent. She was like, hey, so I think they want to book you on Scream. I was like, wait, which audition was that? She told me, I was like, wait, that's wild. So
the scene
yeah.
that you self-taped for your audition, was it the Randy scene?
Yeah, it was like watching. So it didn't say like his name, and it didn't say what was happening. It was basically just like, it kind of like told you to basically improv yourself watching a horror movie. And they didn't say like which one. Like I don't think it said Halloween in there. Maybe it did.
I mean, that's smart too for them
remember.
not to send out a script, because you know. Spoilers.
Yeah, I mean they're pretty smart about like hush hush stuff, and I'm pretty sure that they either like sent out fake scripts or like even filmed multiple endings, which is a pretty, I guess, come to find out, it's a pretty like standard thing for them to do, just to not spoil the ending.
If you were in a horror movie in real life, would you survive?
Oh man, that's a great question. Probably not. Like I don't know. I don't think they'd cast me as like the, you know, like classic hero's journey, like overcoming.
Same. I'm like first to go. I'm opening kill material. Like they're like, get him out of here.
Yeah, I mean, that's nice because you get like the longest death scene. Opening kill, you get the longest one. So you get some serious face time. No, I don't know. I probably would be like that sidekick around who's like making people laugh the whole time. Yeah. And then at the very end, it's like, oh yeah, and he's down.
He tried.
Yeah, like, oh, he tried so hard. Yeah.
Christopher, you should be in a stab movie of ours. You know what? Maybe I'll make a cameo workout for him someday.
Okay,
it's not going to be anything.
All right, we can talk. I'll have your people call my people.
Yeah, it would be the most ghetto thing you've ever been involved in.
That's great. I love it. You might be surprised.
Is he not nice, you guys? I told you even before. I'm like, I love chatting with him. He's super nice. Let's see. Sorry, I got kind of lost on the questions here. It's like 7:30 now, so we only have like 15 minutes left for the live stream, just so you guys know. So if you have questions, get them in while you can. Do you think you'll be in another stab movie?
I mean, I don't know. That's right. Not up to me at all. But I mean,
some of these I like want to answer for you. You're like, we don't even know if there's a Scream 6 yet. Like
that's true, but I mean, correct. You guys are the people to ask this to, but like we don't know anything about Stab 2, right? Like we don't know what they made Stab. You do? Like what
Stab 2 is basically Scream 2, but with supposedly worse actors, you know, a little cheesier.
So there you go. We could film some Stab 2 if they wanted to. Yeah,
exactly. And I do actually, I won't lie, I do know like a little tiny bit about Scream 6 just from talking to the producer Marianne. Just like I probably know more than like anyone else in the world just from like having a tiny little conversation with her. I love it. Okay. But basically, they have an idea for it. And I did actually pitch that they bring you back. I'm not even fucking with you. Oh
my God, I feel so honored.
And like, how do you not include Randy's death? Yeah, no, honestly.
Thank you so much.
Not that I want to see you die, but
I mean, actually, because you don't really see Randy die, right?
Okay.
So
such a big
I think people would love to see that.
Yes. Like all you kind of see is the knife going up and down. I'm like, you did Randy dirty. You did just like I think the new Scream did Judy Hicks kind of dirty. But like, here's 2 scenes and then you die, bitch. Like
yeah.
At least she had a nice bloody death, but
she did, yeah.
Yes, Eclipse Studios. I did know that. That's not pertaining to Chris, so we're not going to talk about that. Will we get to see the whole stab scene as a bonus for the Blu-ray release? I can answer this if you don't want to.
I have no idea. I don't know.
He
Maybe.
doesn't know. As far as I know, the bonus features that are coming out on the Scream release are only 3 minutes long. So $5 is going to say no, that we don't see that whole scene. But maybe if you guys start petitioning now, give us Randy's whole scene.
It was
I would
filmed.
love to have
It's in the can somewhere. So
right, exactly.
yeah.
Wow. Okay, some of these questions are confusing me. You were already that, weren't you? I don't know what that means. I'm sorry, guys. No one's asked. We just have to talk about it. No one's asked about Dr. Quinn.
Yeah, you guys, come on. We talked about this before we started the live stream, but
we did. But I want them to hear what you have to say.
If anyone would like to reboot Dr. Quinn, I will gladly drive a wagon. Just give me a few lines. Like, please let me do it.
That's only to make you guys happy, so that the continuity can be correct.
Absolutely. Also, I mean, I would love to have Dr. Quinn as a credit. That'd be great.
Right? Who wouldn't? I mean, I don't remember the actress's name.
Classic.
But what a babe. It would be Superman if they kept movie Randy alive. I don't want to see him die either. I'm like, yeah, and it'd be great if he came back to play himself. Some of these questions, you guys, I don't understand. I'm so sorry. I don't even know how to ask that one to him, Ryan. I'm so sorry. If you could play a character that wasn't Randy and Stab inside of Scream, but another character from the new Scream, which one would it be?
Oh, from the new one.
Or I guess you could answer any of them.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I would probably say like Jack Quaid's character was like really fun. That would be like, I would probably do it completely different, but I think like that's a super fun character. Also, because there's not a ton of like, I guess this is kind of the case with a lot of the characters in there, in the new one. Like he didn't really have like a backstory at all. So there was like a pretty, like from an actor, like a pretty like open, you could do a lot with that. It'd be super fun.
Yeah, also, I totally agree.
I don't give anything away. I'm not giving anything away.
It's okay. They knew spoilers were coming.
It's a fun character. Yeah, that'd be a super fun character.
Oh, you were talking about Judy. Now I'm understanding your comment, Eclipse Studios. I'm so sorry. Yeah, no, I felt bad for Judy Hicks in the new Scream. If you could play any horror character, period, who would it be and why?
Any horror character, period. Oh man. I am gonna be the alien from Alien. I have no idea. That's a terrible answer. I'm so sorry. That's an awful answer.
Who doesn't want to play a Xenomorph?
I don't know. Okay, so I mean, again, I think we kind of said this. Like, I'm not very adept in the world of horror. So I'm sure that there are some like really great characters out there. All the things that I'm thinking of right now are more like, it's like a joke to say, not that it's even actually real. I mean, I could be, what's her face from The Exorcist? What was Linda Blair's character's name?
I would love to be
Who doesn't want to see a 30-year-old man be that character? Yeah.
Oh my God, you guys. Well, you don't have to worry about spoilers anymore because the fans are just spoiling it in the chat.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah. It's happening.
Yeah. So trust me, it's not on you now. It's definitely on them. Ryan Rovaris, or whatever your name is. Hannibal, yeah, that is a good one to play.
Yeah. Okay, that's like also low-hanging fruit. That was kind of dumb of me. That's a great, I mean, just from an acting standpoint, that would be so much fun. I would like to be like old though. That would be way more fun as like an old person. I haven't lived enough life yet.
I'm like, we are way too pretty to play Hannibal right now.
Unless again,
did like TV version of Hannibal where it was like his past.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, some of those like flashbacks.
What is a dream? It doesn't just say horror, but it says, what is your dream franchise you'd love to work in?
Oh, okay. So this might, I don't know if this is surprising. So I am a nerd. Like I am absolutely like a nerd. And friends and family who know this, like I'm a giant fantasy nerd. Like I was such a big Lord of the Rings, like weirdo nerd kid in middle school. Like read all the stuff, like tried to learn how to speak Elvish because I guess you can do that. Supposedly it's a working language. I don't know. I would love to be in the new Lord of the Rings franchise that they're making. That would be like dream come true. Like that's the reason why I'm an actor.
Like I am elven ready. Like look at me.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay, I see it. Yeah, I mean the reason why I'm an actor is because I used to watch the like extended cut DVDs that had all the behind the scenes footage of like these people making this thing. I was like, this is what I want to do with my life. This is so cool.
Yeah.
So hands down, I want to be involved with Lord of the Rings somehow.
That is a great choice for you, but I'm telling you, man, you got the comedy down. I think you could definitely be up in a comedy franchise too. Some of these comments are so random. I named my dog after Sidney Prescott.
That's really cute. That's a cute name for a dog. Sydney Prescott's a really cute name for a dog.
It is. Oh, thank you. They're like, I wanted to ask a question, but Josh already asked all my questions. I did do my research before we came on here, you guys. I just want you to know. So, hello, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. Thank you all for being here. We're only going to be on for like 5-10 more minutes. So if you guys have any other questions you want to throw out there, please throw them out there now. Because I would love to hear Chris's answers because he is cracking me up right now. This is the most entertainment I've had all day.
I'm happy to do it.
Uncle Jimmy would die if you were in Lord of the Rings. Carrie wants you to know.
Carrie, yes, he would.
Do you love when family shows up? I know my boyfriend's in here somewhere too, and he's just sitting here silently so that
Speak up, come on, this is your time to shine.
Oh, this is a fun question. Who would you cast to play yourself in a movie?
Ooh. Y'all, you guys are asking like way better questions than I have like ready answers for. Like if I said something,
I almost just spit out my soda.
Like pointing out of my ass, but I mean I can pull it out of my ass. Meryl Streep, duh. I want to see Meryl Streep play me. Don't we all want to see Meryl Streep?
Who doesn't, dude? She's so gifted she could play you. Like
come on, at this point that would be incredibly entertaining.
It would.
I'd be like, wow, you're better at being me than I am.
I'm like trying to see who I see in your face that could actually be cast as you, but okay, I don't know, honestly. Like, I don't know who I would
I mean, that like celebrity doppelganger thing, like I've never found a good one.
You do. The only person I could think of is actually from our movies. It's not like in any real movies. But his name is Chris O'Brien, oddly enough. His name is also Chris. But like, honestly, you could play his brother.
Most ubiquitous name.
He did actually already play twins too. So it'd be funny if he was a triplet. Jared's world. Did Skeet look much different between filming and the final project due to de-aging?
Yeah, it definitely. I was like, I mean, I'd be interested to hear what fans think. Did you think that the de-aging was successful? Were we fooled?
We called it Snapchat filter the whole time.
Okay, all right. I think that's very accurate. Yeah, I think that's accurate. I would
like
I would
it was
agree
him,
with that.
And I honestly was like debating, like maybe it would have been better played if we only saw little flashes of him and kind of heard his voice more. Personal opinion, but de-aging I imagine is hard. But I did see a picture from the set from one of the days he was on set, and he had a good amount of makeup on. Like he looked pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like also because he's regardless of you like look different when you get older. Like it's not just like wrinkles. Like you look different. I feel like on screen at the final thing, he looked like a really odd combination of like young him and then the person I met. It was like a weird like blending of the two.
See, and that is a truthful, honest answer because I'm pretty sure like Scream, when you go see it in theaters, has a very interactive audience. I don't know if that was the case when you saw it, but our audience was wildly loud. I even had to yell at people to turn off their cell phones because they were like filming it. I'm like, can you turn off your phones, please? But yeah, I think there was a lot of chatter when we first saw him, like, oh, what did they do to him? He looks fake. At first we were like, oh my God, it's CGI Skeet Ulrich. Like
yeah, we're not quite there yet. I think technology-wise, we're close. Guys, we're so close. We're so close.
Oh, here's some good suggestions. Someone said you should have Paul Rudd play you.
Okay. I mean,
and someone says you kind of look like Skeet Ulrich, so maybe you were miscast. Maybe you were supposed to be.
That's
Billy.
Nice. I'll take that. I mean, he was
Skeet
like
Ulrich
a 90s
hot.
hunk, right?
Let's be real.
I'll take that. Thank you.
Hey Chris, what's your favorite childhood scary movie? It's your mom.
Mom, what are you doing on here?
Hi,
Get
Chris's
out of here, Mom.
I'm so happy to have you here.
So sweet, Mom. What's my favorite childhood scary? We didn't watch scary movies as kids.
Right? Mom, were you paying attention to the rest of this interview?
We didn't watch scary. You wouldn't even let us watch Goosebumps. We don't turn it off when it came on. I probably just aged myself too.
If anything can be said about this interview, you come from a very loving family, and that is so great that you have the support
of them. Thanks for showing out, you guys.
Yeah, like that. Honestly, like I'm touched. I'm getting a little emotional over here for you. Like I will personally thank you for Chris for all of you coming in and being here. Oh my God, I really might cry a little bit. I'm just kidding. I'm acting. No, I'm just kidding. I really meant that genuinely. Okay, 5 more minutes. You guys at the stream. This question says, if you could play a character in Lord of the Rings, who would it be?
Okay. I mean, probably like my favorite character is Samwise. That would have to be a remake. Also, what little we know about the new one is it's like all brand new stuff. So
true, very true.
Yeah, but like he's the best.
Right? The fans are loving that your mom is in here too. That is great. I feel like I missed one. Who would you get to direct your death scene in Stab 2? So do you have a favorite director that you want to work with?
Y'all are asking me all these like choose one thing out of like how do you choose when there's so many great things out there? I don't know. I mean, again, I think back to the Alien thing, like really, I love like Ridley Scott, the whole like tension, like we're drawing this thing out, and like by the time you get there, like the payoff is like really big.
Yes.
Yeah, so sure, that.
Like I'd love to work with Ridley Scott, or like I had another one in my brain that just instantly went away, but that's cool. It
As it
happened.
does. Yeah.
I mean, I think some of the bigger names we all kind of want to work with a little bit too as
Sure.
actors, like
Yeah.
Cameron and Spielberg. But you know, it's nice to dream, you guys. But on that
That it
note,
is.
I'm gonna wrap up our stream because Chris does have a life outside of here, and he did this to spread the love of Scream and all the support you guys have been showing us. So thank you so much, Chris. Thank you. It was an absolute honor to have you on here and to interview you. I
Yeah.
really had a great time with you. I
Yeah,
look
thank you so
forward to
much.
finding a way to sneak you into a Stab movie.
Hey, man, that would be awesome.
Just a
From
little
your lips
cameo or
to
something.
God's ears, as they say.
Yes, exactly.
Make it
But
happen.
thank you again for your time and for being the most wonderful Randy Stab could have asked for.
Thank you so much, you guys. This
My
was
pleasure.
so much
Everyone
fun.
have a good night. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Big shout out to Chris Speed again, everyone. Take